Hey guys, how's it going? Travis Mortz here. I'm spending the morning down in my darkroom. I was processing some black and white film this morning, and I just recently moved all my film down here from my kitchen, so I thought I would take this opportunity to, grab maybe 4 or 5 random rolls out of here and talk a little bit about just a couple different film types that, maybe you're not familiar with, and I've also been wanting to integrate some photos into my videos, so I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. So hopefully this goes pretty good, and we'll see what we've got in this box and what we could talk about. So basically what we've got here is just a collection of different rolls of film that I don't have in pro packs or boxes really. Just kind of loose rolls that I've gathered over time. So let's see what we've got in here. We'll just grab a roll out of the box. Let's see here. So here we've got a roll of Fuji Velvia 100. This film I believe I picked up in Denmark. I bought a pro pack there quite a while ago, and I don't really shoot this film too often. So this film would be really good for green fields and blue skies and red sunsets and anything with a really vibrant colors. And what I've learned from shooting Velvia, I've been shooting a lot of it in 35mm format lately, and I've learned that Velvia's shadows really get crushed if they don't have any light there. So what that means is I really would only recommend shooting Velvia in beautiful daylight. Lately I've been shooting a lot of it just really candidly, and I've noticed that the shadows, the detail in the shadows is just non-existent when shooting, even in shade underneath a tree or underneath an overhang. Even when exposed correctly, the colors just don't seem to take the way that they're supposed to, or at least they're not scanning that way. So I'd like to show you guys a couple examples of Velvia. I'm going to put them in right here. And you can see that the greens and the blues are going to be really vibrant, but these are mostly broad daylight shots that I'm showing you guys, and it's just not meant for your candid shooting. It's just not meant to be shot mindlessly, I would say. Take your time with your Velvia, and you'll get good results from it. So we're going to move on to another film. Like I said, I'm kind of just grabbing these out of the box and just riffing off of whatever I could think about. So please forgive me if it seems a little bit all over the place. So we've covered the Velvia. Just want to show you guys a few examples, just talk a little bit about it. Let's see what else we got in here. This film right here. This one I actually put in the box on purpose because I've been wanting to talk about it. This is Fomapan. So Fomapan is made in the Czech Republic. I've shot a few rolls of it before, but I actually had the pleasure of visiting the Czech Republic. And when I did, I realized that Fomapan sold for $2.90 a roll over there. So I took the opportunity and stocked up. So I came home with about 15 rolls of 120, so I've been shooting it a little more frequently, and I am in love with it. I love this film. It is amazing. I'm normally a Delta 100 shooter, but since shooting Fomapan, I feel like I might be converting. The contrast in the negatives themselves on the Fomapan is spectacular, and even better when scanning. Fomapan is probably one of the only black and white films that I could scan without making hardly any adjustments at all. And any adjustments I do have to make during the scanning process is based on my own error, which the Fomapan usually, doesn't allow that to happen. The negatives from this film are excellent. Not to mention the film base is so clear. The clearest film base I've ever seen come out of a film. And best of all, the thing about Fomapan that I've really fallen in love with is that when drying, whether it's in a dryer or just hang drying, Fomapan dries so flat that scanning it this is the easiest film I've ever scanned. I mean, HP5 and Delta 100 dries out pretty flat as well, but the Fomapan It's ridiculous. So for those of you guys who have not shot Fomapan, it's actually very cheap here in the States as well. It's probably about $3.90 a roll. Just go buy 10 rolls of it, because there's no reason not to. I'm going to show you guys a few examples with the Fomapan. I'll just throw some 120 examples in here. Like I said, I've been shooting this film a lot lately and have fallen in love with it. And I suggest you guys take a roll out too, because it's not to be overlooked. So I actually just developed some Fomapan, and I thought I would include this in the video and just show you guys really how flat this stuff scans. I mean, there's no curling whatsoever of this film, and it's just a true testament. I mean, look at that. And you can see that the density of the negatives is just excellent. So once again, Fomapan, check it out. So the next film I'm going to grab out of this box, let's see what we've got here. Here we go. This is ADOX Silvermax. I'm going to be honest, I'm not terribly familiar with this film, but I wanted to share it with you guys because I recently discovered it. When I was in Berlin, I went to a little camera shop and they had a little 5-pack of this stuff, and it was like very cheap. So I asked them, what was up with it. I've never seen the ADOX film before. I know that they make, ADOX makes chemicals, they make rotenol mixture, so I was familiar with the name, but they said that this film has a really high silver content on it. So the dynamic range is up to 18 stops, which I thought was crazy. So I wanted to buy some of it, but she told me that I could not buy it unless I bought the special developer for it, which they conveniently had a travel size of. So I've only shot one roll of this, but the results from it are really good. I'm going to share them with you guys, but basically I wanted to just share this film with you because I think it's really interesting that that this company is out there putting out a new kind of film that is specialty. See, it says extra high silver content, extreme exposure latitude, clear triacetate base, optional reversal process. So I don't know about you guys out there doing the what is that process called? I think it's the K5 process, where I'm gonna have to insert that here. Anyway, so this is just some great film, and I wanted to just show you guys some of my examples from it because I didn't know about it, so you might not know about it. So check these out, and yeah, that's another interesting film in the collection that I wanted to share with you guys. So now that we saw a few examples of that, I'm going to find out what that process was. Just did a little tidbit of research and found out that the process is called the DR5 process. So for those of you guys out there, I guess I might as well elaborate on that. This guy, not quite sure who he is, but he's a badass, and he's doing the DR5 process, which is a black and white reversal process, and he can do it with any film, I suppose. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe I will. Anyways, check it out, dr5.com, and you could get black and white positives, which is mind-blowing. So check that out, and ADOX Silvermax. So the last film I grabbed out of there, I think I'm only going to do 4 this time, is Kodak Echt 100. This is a film that's still currently made. Just all these films are actually, so that's really awesome. This is an excellent film. This is like the closest thing that you're gonna get to Portra or Portra 160 VC, which is my personal favorite film. We'll talk about that another time. But the Kodak Echt has great latitude. The color rendition in this is excellent. I'd say that as far as this color process film goes, this is as close as you're going to get to slide film colors with the latitude of color film. Unlike the Velvia, where I said shooting in the shades kind of hellish. shooting Ektar really thrives in all categories. When I shoot weddings, few and far between, but when I shoot weddings, I shoot 100% Ektar because I know I can trust it. I know the colors are going to be excellent, and it's really the do-all film, and not to mention the noise. There's hardly any noise in any of it. Super smooth photos, super great color, and the dynamic range is just excellent. So I'll show you guys a few examples. I'll throw in a wedding shot or two, and then also look at how good this performs with landscape shots is where it really thrives. But once again, I'm the guy that's usually out there shooting landscapes, so who am I to judge? So yeah, Ektar, great film. Definitely pick up just go buy a pro pack of it because it's still relatively affordable, and who knows how long it's going to be out there. I don't know. Hopefully forever, but that's what we thought about all this stuff. So hopefully you go out and buy a pro pack of this. Like I said, buy 10 rolls of Fomapan because this shit's amazing. The Velvia, I would recommend waiting till you see someone who quit shooting film and is selling all their Velvia because they were too scared to shoot it. That's usually how it goes, unfortunately. Don't be scared of slide film, though. There's no reason to be scared of slide film. I know a lot of people are apprehensive about the forgiveness factor. You can't mess up slide film. You got to be perfect, but I mean, really, aren't we trying to be perfect with every film we shoot? Doesn't it? We're trying just as hard all the time. So shooting slide film is no different than shooting on any other film. And then once again, the ADOX Silvermax. Just for anyone in Europe watching this, I think it's a little more available over there, probably easier to get. And over here, I think Freestyles probably has it, and I think you could also get the ADOX developer. However, it's a lot more expensive than I paid for it, so that's kind of nice. Once again, thank you guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you guys soon.